Woo! Hi, ladies and gents. Happy Tuesday and happy first ever live event with a special guest at EverBee. I am super excited to have all of you guys here and so grateful and thankful that you are taking time out of your day to come hang out with us. It is 9 a.m. my time. The person we are going to be interviewing today, I know it's like mid-afternoon her time, so let me know, where are you guys tuning in from? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? We're not doing coffee with EverBee today, but as always, I still have all my drinks. So let me know, what city are you tuning in from? What time is it? And we can go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing I wanted to say today, she already beat me, but I actually already had it on my agenda. I have my agenda up on the right-hand screen. I already had it on my agenda to say happy birthday to Jantel this morning. You took the time to celebrate your birthday with us today, so I thank you very much, and I hope you have a fantastic birthday today. If anybody else has a birthday on March 12th, go ahead and let us know, and we will make sure to shout you out on the live stream as well. So a couple of things that we are going to do today that I want to just kind of let you guys know. As you can see right here, I believe, I'm just pointing probably at nothing, but I hope you guys can see, we are going to have a live question and answer with our special guest today, who is Jenny from the Shopp. You might know her from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So she's actually a very successful Etsy print-on-demand seller while also being a super successful content creator and an even more incredible mom and wife. So I'm really excited to introduce her today and let you guys get a little piece of her story, okay? But be very mindful and make sure that you're listening throughout this live stream, because we're actually going to be giving away, 5 different things today. So 2 things will be given away if you pre-registered. We are going to announce the winners for the EverBee annual growth plan in just a few moments, so make sure you stay around for that. And then throughout this live stream, we're actually going to be gifting 3 additional things. So I'm going to be giving 1 month free growth plan as well to 2 different people. And we also have a design on demand program that Jenny created herself, which is, it will actually allow you to deep dive into design research for print on demand and master purposeful techniques to create products that captivate your audience and drive growth to your Etsy shop. So I'm super excited about that. Make sure that you are staying for this entire live stream to see if you get a piece of any of those prizes, okay? So next up, I want to also say hello to everyone that is watching the replay. If you are watching this after our live took place on YouTube or Facebook, I want to shout you guys out. Go ahead and comment replay at the bottom of this video so I can make sure that I acknowledge and thank you guys for being here. So I really think that's all, really, just as it relates to housekeeping to get started. So to celebrate you guys and to thank you for joining me bright and early, I see we got some people from Spain, we got Connecticut, we got London, we got SoFlo. That's awesome. I'm actually from South Florida, so it's nice to see I got another SoFlo on here. We've got Northern Kentucky, San Diego, Dutchland. I don't know if that's right, so I'm so sorry. We got Canada, Tampa. There are so many people tuning in from all over the world here, and I am just so grateful to see all of you guys. So to celebrate and thank you guys for being here so early with me, we're going to go ahead and immediately start by kicking off with our first giveaway, okay? So listen up. Here's the question, and here's what we're going to do. I really want whoever can be the first person to comment. I got my comments up right here, so I'm going to see exactly what it is. I'm going to ask a quick question about EverBee. I'm going to ask for a very particular word, okay? So stay tuned. Drop your answer in the comments, and we can go ahead and give that giveaway right now. The first person to answer it in the comments will win, okay? So if you've been watching our live streams or our most recent YouTube videos, what is the new feature within EverBee that just recently launched where you can create QR codes and add subscribers with a custom link to EverBee email list? It is 1 word and it's called the blank tab. Tell me in the comments, what is that tab? All right, we got an answer, emails. That's not the right answer, so keep going. I haven't seen it yet. Nope, we still have nothing yet. She said, dang it. All right, keep going. We got a little bit more. We got a couple people said emails. That's not it. Yes, Sophie. I'm so excited. Congrats. Sophie has actually been on our live streams for the past couple of weeks. So yes, you are the winner. Sophie, I will go ahead and star your comment so that I can give you that growth 1 month free access to the EverBee growth plan. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive right in to chatting with our special guest today. So like I said, this is, let's see, well, fast. Here we go. Everybody, this is Jenny.
Hi, everyone. Leslie, thanks for that awesome introduction.
Oh, of course. It's my pleasure. I'm so excited to be here with you. For those
So,
people that don't know, by the way, someone put Facebook user, what was the answer? It was grow. So it's called the grow tab. So for those people that don't know, Jenny and I are actually like friends outside of this, which is awesome. So I'm super excited to just have a really awesome conversation with her and you guys today. So Jenny, I don't want to talk anymore. This is for you. All of these people are here for you. So go ahead and tell me a little bit about who you are and your journey as a print-on-demand seller.
okay, cool. So some of you might know me as Jenny from the Shopp. I'm mostly over on TikTok. Thanks for everyone who is showing up today. I hope that I can provide some value to you to help you grow your Etsy shops in 2024. Whether you're print on demand, handmade, whatever you do, hopefully you can get something out of this today. So I actually started on Etsy in 2010. I'm not sure if many people know that. I don't know if I ever really shared that. 2010, I started on Etsy. I was selling handmade products. I was actually a painter, no longer because I don't have the time to do it. Maybe I'll get back into it again someday. But I was painting at the time, and someone, I forget who, said, you should try to sell your paintings on Etsy. So I did, and they didn't really sell because I, at the time, had no idea what SEO meant and how important SEO is to getting your listing in front of buyers' faces. So basically, it was just my family and friends buying my paintings when I would send them the link. So I kind of got frustrated and burnt out by that. I was like, Etsy doesn't work. And I stopped selling on Etsy within like that year. I probably lasted like 6 months to a year. Fast forward to 2020 is when I found out about print on demand. So I was a teacher for 8 years. I was burnt out. I had just had my daughter and I was tired. I was coming home tired every day. And I was like, there's got to be another way to making money in this life, like without trading my time and, missing out on my daughter growing up. So I started searching for ways to make money. And if you want to hear my full story, because I don't want to take up too much time on this, if you want to hear my full story, I'm pretty sure Leslie's linking the interview with Cody that I did before where I explain everything. But basically, after a bunch of side hustles, trials and errors, I found Etsy print on demand. And that's what finally worked for me. So that was in 2020 when I started my Etsy print on demand shop. And pretty quickly it took off. I would say within the first 6 months is when it was up and running. And I was like, this is something that I really need to focus on and grow. And after that first year, I was able to quit my teaching position. And the following year after that, I was able to move to Greece with my family. So that's where I am tuning in from right now. But that's my story in a nutshell. Etsy print on demand has truly changed my life.
Well, I mean, I think that's a perfect segue then, because I actually didn't know that about you, that you did like basically the first 6 months, you already found success. So for me, I actually was on print on demand for like 2 years, not knowing what the heck to do before I found success there. So it's really cool to know that you were able to do it so quickly. So with that, let me ask a quick question as well. What are some strategies that you did that you think kind of like pushed you to that success rate?
Yeah. So I quickly found out and understood, which is hard to do, especially as a new seller, and still hard to do as a seasoned seller. You have to remember that business is about serving others. So in the beginning, I was putting up a bunch of designs that I liked, that I would wear on a shirt. You know, it was like all my type of aesthetic and all my types of niches. And those things weren't selling. But what happened was I tapped into a niche that started selling. It was right around the time, like during the pandemic, when like weddings were being canceled. And I started making shirts for brides that like had to have their wedding canceled. And that started to take off, and that had nothing to do with me. You know, I give my cousin credit for this because her wedding was canceled, and I was like, I want to make her something because I felt bad. And then I put it up on Etsy, and it started to sell. So I was like, wow, like that's where the light bulb moment went off, and I was like, this has nothing to do about me. But I felt good making a product for someone else, and I was like, there's so many people out there that like are searching for a particular product. And I quickly realized it's not about me. It's about others. And it's about really like getting into that energy of serving others and being happy about doing that. And it's okay to still design things that you're into, and because there's plenty of people that are into the same things as you, right? But there's so many people out there that are into a bunch of different things. So it's quickly realizing business is about serving others. And then also what happened was when that shirt started to sell, I dove into that. I was like, wow, this is hot right now. It was in demand. So I built off of what was working, and I continued to make shirts in that niche, and they sold as well. So that kind of gave my shop a little bit of a jump start. But of course that faded out. You know, COVID's over now, thank God. So that fizzled out. So I had to very quickly think about other niches to get into, to design for other people, it was hard in the beginning. Once you do it for a while, you start to understand the flow of it. But yeah, so basically it was trial and error and finding niches that worked, and then building my shop off of what was working.
So I think that's a perfect segue into the next thought I had for you then. You mentioned I did this to serve somebody else. So I believe you said it was your cousin that was
Mm-hmm.
currently going through that. But then you're like, oh, I had to pivot at the same time because it's not always going to be evergreen in that particular item. So
Yeah.
can you give us an understanding? Obviously, EverBee and myself, I'm all about data and trying
Yeah.
to make data-driven decisions. So I'd love to open the floor up to you as well. Like, how did you pivot? How did you use data? How did you find those niches?
Yeah. So there's so many ways, and my brain is just always on and calculating and like looking. So even not even data from the computer or the internet, like I'll be out and about and I'm looking at what people are wearing, or I'll be shopping and I'm seeing what's selling in stores. But then the actual database is I love browsing on Pinterest. Instagram, you can get a lot of ideas. Lately, TikTok has been feeding me a lot of really great niche and aesthetic ideas just from, guilty pleasure scrolling. I turn it into I'm product researching, so I can scroll on TikTok for an hour, but I'm literally getting a lot of ideas through that. And then I search these ideas on Google Trends to see, you go to Google Trends and you type in whatever niche it is or a product, and you'll be able to see a graph that shows you, is this a seasonal thing or is it going up and it's really hot right now? Then if I see that it's, a seasonal thing or it's trending up, I then take that niche into Etsy. And I browse I'll type it into the search and I'll browse Etsy, see what some of the best sellers are. I use EverBee at this point. I go into product analytics. I'm seeing what are the best sellers, which ones are bringing in the most revenue each month. Then I can go, if it's worth my time, then I go into the keyword research part. So basically, it's just a bunch of things to put together.
So let me ask a quick question about when we're talking about scrolling on TikTok, looking on, Instagram, Explore, whatever search page. What kind of things are? I know I'm putting you on the spot here. She doesn't know this question, guys. So this is literally on the spot. This is a live question. So what kind of things are you putting in? Is it the niche you're looking up? Is it the aesthetic?
No, the craziest thing is like for TikTok, I'm just like browsing and things are coming up. Like, because what's interesting is, my main TikTok is Jenny from the Shop, where I talk all about print on demand stuff. I follow print on demand people, Etsy people. It doesn't always feed me just like the algorithm gets to know you, but it doesn't always feed me all this print on demand stuff. It's like throwing in other things. I take note of what creators are wearing in their TikToks. And then like TikTok Shop has kind of helped, you know, like creators are showing up on TikTok Shop. They're selling certain like tumblers or t-shirts. And I always take note of the niches that are and designs that are on these products. So I'm not even specifically going to TikTok and typing in like a specific niche, you know, it's just, I'm just kind of flowing through the For You page, and just as if I'm walking down the boardwalk and looking at all these people walking towards me with their shirts on, doing the same thing. Like, what are people wearing in their videos? They might not be talking about the dog niche, but they might be wearing a shirt that has dogs on it. You know what I mean? Like, my brain is just always, there's no there's no scientific, like I have no like actual process. It's just my brain is always calculating.
I mean, I think that's like you said. I was thinking when you were talking about the boardwalk, like window shopping on,
Yeah.
you know, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Google Trends, whatever. So that's really cool to know.
Yeah. That's kind
Okay.
of, and just really quick, like, so those places is where I get like my ideas, right? I'm like priming my brain, but then I'll take it to Etsy and put it in the search. That's so like, let's say the coquette niche is really big right now. I just did a video on that. If you guys don't know what that is. So like I was seeing that come up on my For You page over and over again on TikTok. So I took coquette and I went to Etsy into the search and I typed in like coquette aesthetic. And then I started to browse Etsy and I get like the real research, what's selling on Etsy right now in the coquette niche.
I love that. And that's even smarter than what I did because I learned about coquette about probably like 6 to 8 weeks ago. And it's not my aesthetic whatsoever, but like Jenny said, it's about serving other people and serving your target audience, right?
Yeah.
So I just went straight into Etsy and EverBee, but you're so much smarter than I am to be like, where else is this happening? Like, how else can I apply this? I went into like Canva and Etsy and called it a day. So
that's fine. That works too, though. That works too.
Sweet. Okay, well, we are actually going to take, I know she's taking a coffee break, so we're going to take a little break as well, but it's going to be a really good thing for you guys. So I'm super excited. We are almost perfectly on schedule too. So I told you guys around 15 minutes, and here we are. 15 minutes into this live stream, I'm going to go ahead and announce the winners of the giveaway that we hosted over the past 2 weeks. It is an annual growth plan to EverBee. However, you guys showed the heck out. Like there were over 1,000 registrations for this prior to this live stream. So I actually just went to EverBee and I was like, guys, I think we need to give away 2. Like these people need to be congratulated and thanked for joining this. So we're actually going to give away 2 today. I'm so excited. That's over like $600 worth of prizes and we haven't even gotten to the other stuff yet. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we're just going to do something that's going to be like super fair for everybody. Let me go ahead and show you. It's kind of weird. Y'all know I'm archaic. I'm old school. We're going to use a Google Doc real fast. So I've got everybody's names in here and it ended up being around 809 people. So I went ahead and just popped it into a very simple random number generator. And I'm going to do this live with you guys so you can see there was nothing in the works here. I am choosing these right here on the spot. We're going to go ahead and choose 2 numbers and those will be our winners. By the way, if you're not on this call or this live stream and your name gets called, you still get this. We will reach out to your email. You don't have to worry about being right here on this live stream. However, the other 3 prizes we're going to do have to be here. So please stay till the end of this live stream to see if you win the other ones if you don't win these 2, okay? So let's go ahead and click generate for this first one. All right, we got 759. Let's go up. Let's see. We have Bella Lange or Lang. I don't want to say that wrong, but we have Miss or Mr. Bella Lange. So that's going to be our first winner. I'm going to go ahead and highlight them now so we can go ahead and get in touch with them. If you are here on this live stream, this is your name. Let me know in the comments. I want to make sure that I'm able to get this to you really fast. And the second winner is that's weird, 59 and 759. So let's see. Number 59 is Sarah Estep. Again, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering everybody's names, but Sarah and Bella are our two winners for today. So I'm so excited. Again, if you are here, go ahead and let me know in the comments that that was you guys. If not, obviously, I will be reaching out to you via email. So please stay peeled for that. Congrats to Bella and Sarah. All right, we are going to go ahead and just get right back into hanging out with Jenny as well. So the second thing that I kind of wanted to get into was, we talked a little bit about Jenny's story. We talked a little bit about her success thus far and the strategies that she's used to achieve that success. But now I want to get into kind of the hard stuff. If you guys are on this call right now, you might be experiencing the hard stuff. I know I have. I actually just recently started a digital product store about a month and a half ago when I started working with you guys at EverBee, because you wanted to know so much about the digital product space. So we're in the same exact boat right now, guys. So I want to know from Jenny, what are some common pitfalls or mistakes that you see new sellers potentially making, and what are some ways they can avoid those?
Sure. So my husband and I just started another shop too. So
Nice.
it's funny because we're like testing out home decor and stuff like that. So, but it's funny because you forget about all the new seller thoughts until you open up another store, and they come flooding in. It doesn't matter how long you've been on Etsy, those like doubts come flooding in. So basically, my advice is to just get started. Don't worry about being perfect. Being messy is okay. That's how you're going to learn. It's, the only way to really learn and become successful is to be messy in the beginning and trial and error. So basically, like don't overcomplicate things. You're mostly going to learn through experience. But I will also say, another mistake is just listing random things. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to do product research, make sure that your items are in demand first so that you're not wasting your time and your listing fees. So you want to make sure that you have a product or a niche or an aesthetic that is in demand so that it's worth your time to actually sit down and create that product and that listing.
Perfect. And as you guys know, obviously being here, that's where EverBee can really come in and help you kind of save the day on those. I personally, when I was building this new shop, that's the first thing I did was, kind of the second thing, I guess. I kind of took Jenny's advice here as well. I went to Instagram because I'm selling something very particular. I'll let you guys know, I have no shame here. It's in the online course space for digital marketing because that is what I love to do anyways. So I kind of went and saw what my competitors were doing in the social space first, and then started using EverBee, just like Jenny said, to put in those keywords, to put in those ideas. So highly recommend, if you guys are not already on EverBee, at the very top of the comments of this live stream, I actually went ahead and linked a free hobby plan trial for you guys. No credit card required. You can go ahead and grab that hobby plan for free so you can kind of see what Jenny and I are talking about today. So that's a perfect synopsis. I love to know, I didn't know this until right now. That's what I love about live videos. We're learning a lot about each other. So congrats on learning a new store. We're excited for you. Is that a print on demand store as well?
Yeah, it is. I think this might be like my first time sharing it as well. You're getting a lot out of me today. I like to test things first before it's successful, before I share about it. So you guys are getting, I'll keep you guys posted how it does. And just know, like, your thoughts are normal, because we're getting this even as seasoned sellers. Like, we're like, oh, is this going to work? Oh, like, you get in your head so much. Like, try not to get into your head and just continue to be consistent and show up in your shop, and the sales will eventually come in. Don't get too hung up on the numbers, the sales, the favorites. Like, just keep going. Like, my husband always says, he's like, we're not keeping score. We're just going to keep scoring. So just keep going after it. Yeah.
See, so you're doing home decor. I'm gonna need you to make me that sign so that I can put it in the back of the so
I
that
got you. I got you.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna put you on the spot again real fast.
Oh,
Again,
okay.
she has no idea I'm asking this, but I think it's a
I'm never
perfect.
doing this again. No, I'm kidding.
I'll never invite you. Don't worry. I'm so sorry.
No.
But you are mentioning a bunch of stuff about how to utilize social. Obviously, you're a successful content creator. Can you give us any tips, or if you've completely thrown in the towel, that's fine too, because I personally did. How are you feeling about TikTok Shop right now, selling your print on demand items?
I'm
I
not
saw that
loving.
you took a deep breath, so I'm assuming
Yeah,
I know where this is going.
I'm not loving it. I see it as a huge opportunity. But I'll tell you, I'm in the beginning stages and I'm not loving it. But that's how I felt in the beginning stages of Etsy. You have all these thoughts and doubts and hurdles and obstacles, and it's not familiar to you yet. So it's hard. It's going to be hard in the beginning. And so I'm in that stage right now where it's hard and it's confusing and there's hurdles and there's a lot of questions and what ifs and the shipping speed time and everything. So I'm in the very beginning, tough stages, but I'm not a quitter. So I want to push through and figure this out so I can help others do it as well. Or maybe I'll help others by saying, hey, this doesn't work at all. Don't waste your time. But I'm in those stages right now where I am trying to figure it all out. I'm not loving it. It's uncomfortable, but we're going to push through and see how it goes.
I love that, dude. What an amazing set of values we can apply to the Etsy space as well. I
Yeah.
saw someone comment on here at the very beginning that they actually just started their POD store like 2 days
Yay.
ago. Yeah,
Oh,
so that's
that's great.
incredible. And we are so excited for you. Just so you know, like everyone starts new
Yeah.
on everything. So the fact that, you're like, I'm going to just keep on keeping on until I can't keep on no more is really,
Yeah.
really encouraging and empowering. And I really thank you for that.
Yeah. The hardest part is getting started with anything, like even the content creation thing. It's so hard. Everything is hard in the beginning. And the people that are successful are going to be the ones that stay in that uncomfortable space and push through. And the people that they listen to their doubts, but they're like, stop, like, I'm not listening to you. And you push through and you move forward. So that's what separates the people who are successful and unsuccessful. So just push through this uncomfortable growth stage.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect segue into what I wanted to ask you next as well. Is kind of, so we know it's uncomfy right now, potentially for people. We know you're in an uncomfy situation in two different places that these people might also be doing as well. So
Yeah.
I know you have a family. You are living in a different country on a different time zone than most of the clients that you have. You also have a successful, obviously, Etsy shop. You're also a successful content creator with over 100,000 collective followers. Girl, how in the world do you do it? How do you balance the demands of all of those things? Because I know the people that we have on this call today might be in the exact same boat. They might have a full-time job and a part-time job, and they might be getting into Etsy. How do they do it?
Coffee and Jesus.
Amen.
No, honestly, honestly, the pockets of my time have been huge from the very beginning. So never let lack of time be an excuse for you to not do this. Because I'm telling you, when I started, I was a new mom. I was a wife. I am a wife. I had a full-time teaching position. So basically, I was building this in the pockets of my time. It's hard to do that, but if you have a strong why, like what's your reason? Why are you doing this? Mine was I wanted to have time freedom and financial freedom to live wherever I wanted with my family, do whatever I wanted on my time. That was my why, and I felt it so strong. So when I, would have a 10-minute increment where I was like, I could lay on the couch and just scroll through Instagram or TikTok right now, I would remember my why and be like, no, you could start designing, or you could start researching a new niche, or you could use this time to list. So it's just, being very organized with the pockets of your time, and then also making sacrifices, like there were a lot of late nights in the beginning for me, but again, my why was in the back of my mind. Now my life is a little bit different. Like all of the businesses that I have built are like somewhat passive at this point. So I get to choose where I like divert my time and energy right now. But yeah, basically it's still the same though. It's pockets of my time. And then also like my husband's really helpful since he has an Etsy shop. Like if have too much going on, he can jump into my Etsy shop and like help with messages or anything that I need. So it's helpful to have him as well.
If you don't mind me asking, we actually got this question a second ago, so I figured I'd ask it now. Now that you have a new one, how many Etsy shops do you guys manage on a monthly basis right now?
We have 3 going right now.
I barely have 1.5, and I'm done. I'm good. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you're in the print-on-demand space. You're also going into the home decor space right now. And I know something that you've done so successfully well is creating very in-demand designs and being able to do like scalable designs that you can get done really quickly. Because actually we had a question in our Facebook group the other day that like someone spent like 3 hours on a design and they were like, was that too much? Is it better, quantity over quality? So I kind of want to pose that question to you.
Yeah.
Could you share some insights for us on creating those high quality designs, specifically in the print on demand space? And of course, if you want to talk about apparel versus home decor as well.
Yeah. So when I first started, I had the mindset, I was like, I'm going to do quantity over, over quality. And over time, I found like that's not the right way to do it. I was throwing spaghetti at the wall to see if it would stick. I was just putting up like anything and everything to get a bunch of listings up. Now I really focus on quality over quantity. And I think the most important part with design is the research behind it. It is truly the most important part. So you need to, find out if a niche is in demand. You need to do your research. You need to dive in heavy on that niche. I really, I use Etsy a lot, like mostly to do my design research. Like I'll type, like I said earlier, I'll type into the search a niche and I'll browse through for a good 10, 15 minutes and start to get an eye on the types of designs that are selling, the types of aesthetics that are bestsellers, the types of fonts that are trending, so that you can really prime your brain. If you do this 10 minutes a day, your brain is going to be so primed and prepped so that when you actually sit down, it comes pretty effortless. So yeah, like basically researching first, and just prepping yourself and then combining all of those things into your design. You're combining like an aesthetic with a font that's trending, with a niche that's trending. And yeah, so basically like the biggest part, I'd say like more than 50% of a best-selling design is the research part before you sit down.
Love it. So they've done their research. They know the aesthetic, they know the font, the typography combination, whatever they want to do, the color branding. What platforms do you suggest people designing in? And we could go, some free options, some expensive options. Let's give a wide range so everybody on this call can benefit from those.
Sure. So I like GoDaddy Studio. However, I'm starting to use Canva more. I don't know if like a lot of people aren't really aware of GoDaddy Studio, but that's what I used when I first started print on demand. It's very user beginner friendly for if you want to create design. So if you are someone who's like, say Canva has like so many options that might overwhelm you because you're starting out new, GoDaddy Studio is a really great option for you because it used to be called Over also. I don't know, like if you stumble across that, it used to be called the Over app, but now it's GoDaddy Studio. But there's like, it's not overcomplicated. It's very easy to get started on there. They have some free graphics on there. They aren't super great, but some will work, and they have really great fonts on there. But then if you're a little bit more like intermediate advanced, like I would say Canva, even if you're a beginner, Canva is good too. But like I said, at first I was overwhelmed using Canva, but Canva has a lot of great elements. You just have to be careful. You can never take a graphic from Canva, just like say there's like a sunflower that's really pretty. You can't just take that and put it on a shirt or a product and sell it. You could get in trouble for doing that. You need to make sure that you're combining elements within Canva. So you would take like a sunflower and maybe a different type of flower and a different type of flower, and then maybe add like a saying to it. And that's how you can get away with using their elements. They do have some free. There is a free version of Canva, and then there's the pro version of Canva. Both are completely fine. And then you could use a site like Creative Fabrica that offers like thousands of pre-made graphics on there. You just have to be careful. You can take a design and put it on a shirt and sell it if you have the commercial license. But I don't even recommend doing that because a lot of Etsy sellers are finding out about Creative Fabrica. So you're going to be competing with the same design. So I always suggest if you find something on that site, Creative Fabrica or Creative Market, say you find a design that you like, take it into Canva and change the colors to it, add fonts to it, maybe erase parts of it, add different elements from Canva to it to create it, make it your own intellectual property. And that way no one can have the same design as you.
Yeah, so adding that unique style to it. That's actually one of my favorite tools. If you guys haven't seen it yet in Canva, is just like the magic eraser.
Yeah.
I'll do something that, like the other day I did one that was like St. Patrick's Day garden gnomes, and there was 3 of them, and I only wanted the middle one. I don't like the other 2. To erase them, and like she said, it is now my IP. Like I basically created that from scratch. So, I love that. And also for anybody that's in the digital download space or wants to be, again, like Jenny said, we're all kind of just doing this together at the same time. So I found something that I didn't even think about. If you are selling templates in the digital download space from Canva or anywhere else for that matter, in Canva most importantly though, and you have a pro subscription, make sure you do not use pro elements because they will not be able to download it without upgrading to a pro subscription. Right. So I always recommend if you're building that digital download shop where you're doing those templated links, just make sure it's only the free type of elements that you can use. And in Canva, I wish I had an example of it right now, but in Canva, the way that you can guarantee is it'll literally say free on the element, or it will have a little golden crown. The golden crown is a pro element. The free is, as you can imagine, the free element. So I love that. And I think that is a really good time, since we're kind of talking about design and all these different platforms that you like. If you're cool with it, I'd love to go ahead and give away your course right now.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Awesome.
Sure.
All right, guys. So Jenny has a course called Design on Demand. It's around, I think, $150 or so. So you guys are getting a huge discount right now. Everything that we just talked about within this kind of design question is in this course. So it's going to teach you exactly how to make it, the platform she uses, and most importantly, that preemptive 50% of the research space. So again, we're going to head to the comments. The first person to answer this question about Jenny. So I hope you guys were listening. I told you at the beginning to listen in. If you were listening, I want to know, what was the year that Jenny started on Etsy? And then she took a hiatus off until 2020. What was that first year that she started and then stopped? Do y'all remember? Hey, perfect. So we have 2010, the first, dang. Y'all all came in so high. Y'all all remembered. Thank you. So the first person to hit it was this right here. So Facebook user, unfortunately, I do not have your name because it looks like you are a private Facebook account. But at 9:38 a.m., I have Facebook user put 2010. If you want to go ahead and give me your name in the comments, I will make sure that we star you and you will get that from Jenny. I'm actually going to reach out to you guys with the link to her course as well as the coupon code that will give it 100% off. Okay. All right. Let me just make sure real fast because I don't want to forget about you. Facebook user, you just won, but the problem again is I don't see your name. So make sure you give me the name in the comments. So what is your first and last name so we can reach out to you? I'll give you a couple seconds to join in. And if I don't hear, oh, here we go. I got you now. So we got Sherry McCandless. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and star you. And I'm going to go ahead and write you down as well. So Sherry, I will be reaching out to you, and you are in the Facebook group. So I will reach out to you right after this call. She said, yeah, I'll go ahead and reach out to you after this call with the 100% off for Jenny's Design on Demand. So congratulations. I'm super excited for you. And don't go away quite yet, guys. We still have one more to give away. So with that said, Jenny, is there anything else before we jump into the comments that you would like to say for the good of the order today? Any other tips or tricks you can give before we jump into our live Q&A? I'm
ready to jump into the questions.
Yeah, I love it. All right, y'all hit me with 7,000 2010, so I gotta kind of navigate through those.
Good job, guys. We have some active listeners.
Amen. I love it. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and so we've got about 20 questions so far. So I'm going to let you guys know we got about 20 more minutes. So if we can knock them out a minute a question, I absolutely will. But if not, yeah, just like, let's do it. But if not, be mindful. We will be answering these questions in another location at a different time. So if we can't get to yours today, I apologize, but we will do our best. So the first one, Jenny, to go ahead and jump right in. What would you recommend for people wanting to start? And this is really important for you because I think you might have been in the same boat, having trouble keeping interest in just one thing.
It's so hard. It is very hard. You have to just choose one thing. And the thing is with Etsy, like, because I've tried, and I'm going to try to make this quick so I can get to everyone's questions, but I've tried, like I said, the handmade space. I've tried the digital space. I've tried the print on demand space. When you master any one of these spaces on Etsy, you can be successful selling whatever on Etsy. You just have to figure out, finding the products that are in demand, and, the research piece of it, SEO piece of it. And there's more to come with it, obviously. But once you figure out how to sell something on Etsy, you can be successful in other areas. So choose the one that you're most excited about and get started in that area and keep going with it. Like, even after a month, you're not going to see a bunch of sales right away. So don't get in your head like, oh, maybe I should have chose digital products instead of print on demand products. No, just keep going with the print on demand products. Give it some time, and you should see a return from it.
Love that. Very cool. The next one is actually from our birthday girl today. So Jantel, today is her birthday. So hopefully this question is the little icing on the birthday cake you needed. How often did you research to spot trends so that you could stay relevant to shoppers? She said, I assume daily, but you never know.
Daily, all the time, 24/7. My brain doesn't stop. My brain does not stop with researching.
Very cool.
It has to be an ongoing thing for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. So that was an easy one. Wait, look at that. 5 seconds. All right. How do you manage your own holidays? Do you work while you're on holiday? And we say holiday, obviously vacation, time off, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I work. I every single day I'm in my Etsy shops. Even on holidays or vacations, whatever you call it. I'm in my Etsy shops. If I wanted to, though, if I really wanted to take a break, I could put it on vacation. You can put it on vacation mode for however long that you want and come back to it whenever you need to.
So when you feel that it got successful, or right now, obviously I know you're starting a new shop. So let's just go back to the one, let's look at both. The one that was doing well and it's kind of self-sustaining, and then the one that you just started. How much time do you think on a daily basis someone could expect to put in?
In the beginning, not much time at all. However, so with customer service, you're not spending that much time in the beginning because you're not getting as many sales as a successful shop, but you are allocating your time to listing products. You need to be on your shop every single day, listing products in the beginning. But now when you're more successful, it kind of flip-flops. You're listing less, but you're dealing with customer service more. So I'd say I spend anywhere from like a half hour to an hour a day in my Etsy shops.
Nice. I love that. Okay, so what percentage, I actually really love this question because I was interested too, especially knowing that you were in apparel and home decor. what percentage of your sales back then or now were custom slash personalization sales?
That's a great question. A very low percent.
Wow.
I try not to do too many custom and personalization listings because you can get a lot of sales in that area. But I have to remember my why was time freedom. And with customization and personalization, you could get a bunch of orders on a listing, which is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to spend hours working a day. My mindset was always time freedom. So, it's tempting, because you can grow your shop much quicker. I feel, especially in 2024, doing custom and personalization orders. However, my time is more important to me. So, so I don't have many customization or personalization in my shops.
Nice. Very good answer. All right. So Hello Holidays said, I've heard for print on demand, you must use, especially because of the mock-up craziness of last year, you must use real photos instead of mock-ups to avoid shop closure, meaning you must order a sample of every product you intend to sell and take pictures of it yourself. Is that true in your opinion?
In my opinion, no, it's not true. I feel like Etsy still hasn't come out with an exact answer to this problem. However, from my research and from my experience, it is okay to still purchase the mock-ups I purchased mine from Etsy. What I suggest is, rather than looking for bestseller, if you're shopping for a mock-up on Etsy, rather than purchasing a best-selling mock-up that you see over and over and over again, purchase one that is still aesthetically pleasing and beautiful, but it's not a bestseller yet. Because I think what's happening is the mock-ups that we see over and over and over again are getting flagged by the bots on Etsy. I'm not positive. Don't mark my words on this. This is just my reasoning. I feel like they're getting flagged kind of as spam, because Etsy's seeing the Etsy algorithm thinks this mock-up photo is the product. It's being sold over and over again by all these different people. So I think it's important to use different types of mock-ups that aren't as popular, if that makes sense. I hope this explanation makes sense. And then also avoid using the AI mock-ups that people are making. Not all of them, but you need to be very careful if you purchase an AI mock-up. They're beautiful, but you need to be careful. You need to make sure, say you're selling a Bella Canvas 3001 shirt, but you purchase a mock-up that's on a model, and you're not positive that that's a Bella Canvas 3001 shirt. Say they're wearing a Gildan dark heather gray, and it looks similar to the Bella Canvas one. You could still get flagged for that because you're not showing an actual representation of the product. So just be very careful when you're choosing your mock-ups.
I love that idea. And I also was thinking, as it relates to samples, because being in print on demand as well, samples are really important because you can't really feel, touch, taste, whatever. You can't wear it, right? So it's really helpful to grab those samples if you can. But what I would say is not every design needs to have a sample. Every product could have a sample. So she said, Canvas 3001, Gildan 18,000, or maybe a printed wall canvas that's this size versus this size. It's going to be really helpful to be able to see the products versus the items or the actual designs. So that will help save you guys some money as well. Something else I was thinking about as it relates to the samples, being able to have them physically that could help you, is for marketing purposes. So on social media, through email marketing. And also, I'm not sure how many of you guys are using this, and I'd be interested to know from you too, Jenny, the Explore tab on Etsy. That's their version, if you will, of YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels. And that's a really good place. It's literally your Etsy shop. And when someone comes to your Etsy shop, that's the first thing that they see right before your announcement or right after your announcement is those videos. So if you have those physical samples that you can take videos of, pop them on the Explore page of Etsy. That might be another reason to grab those as well.
For sure. For sure. And if you dabble into TikTok Shop also.
Great. Absolutely. Perfect. Okay. The next one from Lisa Rutter. Should you sell print-on-demand products and digital products in the same Etsy store, or should they be two different stores?
I always suggest having two separate stores for digital and physical.
Cool. Is there a reason?
I just feel like a couple reasons. It could be confusing to the buyer when they're in your shop. And then also I feel like the algorithm is going to be, the Etsy algorithm is going to be categorizing you as a physical shop or a digital shop. So I think it's just best to have them separate. I could be wrong, but it's just my thoughts.
Not at all. And I think that's the thing too, is guys, these are all just things that we're doing on a daily basis. We're not 100% guaranteed sure on any of this. Only Etsy is, right? And if they don't share with us, we don't know that. I would say though, something that I've seen work in the past is if it's the target audience, very, very particular niche. So if you are really, really niche down, this is the only way that this works, in my opinion. If you are doing, like for me, for example, like I said, I am offering online courses, templates, blah, 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 in the digital marketing space. So if I made a desk mat or a mouse pad or a tumbler or something that had to be like digital marketing queen or whatever, that makes sense potentially, strictly because it might be something that the person that bought that digital download might also benefit from. So just a devil's advocate, that might be an option for you guys as well. But again, test it yourself.
Yeah.
So the next question from Pedro is your shop, and I know you have a few right now, so you can answer for one or all three. Is your shop focused on a single niche currently, or do you add random products after you conduct your product validation?
So we have two stores that have many niches in them. I always say the more fishing poles, the more fish. This is just what's worked for me. I don't think, I've seen shops that are successful that are only one niche, so that works for them. But what works for me is having a bunch of different niches. However, this new home decor store that we're working on, we are testing it as niche specific because nowadays when I start things, I have you guys in mind. So I'm like, you know what? A bunch of different niches have worked for me. But I don't want to only teach that. That might not be the only way. I want to explore this niche down shop and see if it works for us. And then, of course, if it does, I will let you all know.
Awesome. Love it. When selling print on demand, the customer pays you and you fund the order. About how long, in your experience, is it before Etsy releases the customer's money to you?
So I have it set up in my shop. You can go to the payments and you can set up when you get paid from Etsy. I get paid every single day from Etsy. I'm not exactly sure how it is for new sellers. I forget. But I always just mark off to get paid each day. But a way to get around this, I know like money is a concern for people just starting out. They're like, what if my shop takes off right away? Like, how do I pay for this? I suggest, and I still do this myself, is I have a credit card attached to my printing company, so that I pay off weekly after I get my Etsy money. So that helps me, you use the money from your credit card until you get paid from Etsy.
Exactly. That's exactly how I do mine too. So that's perfect. And then I want to kind of switch over a little bit to social media. So Jenny is a content creator herself. So talking about print on demand, monetizing her social channels through the different courses and guides that she has. But Carla asked, are you posting on TikTok for your shops as well, or are you just using it for research?
That's a really great question. For TikTok, I'm not posting on there for my shops. I actually don't share my shops anymore. I used to, and it tanked my conversion rate on Etsy, which in turn tanked my sales. Because if you have an influx of people, that are learning from me, going to my Etsy shop to see what I'm doing, I get it, you're curious. Etsy doesn't know that. Etsy's like, oh, people are looking at this girl's shop and nobody likes her products and they're clicking off because nobody was buying, so it tanked my conversion rate, and it was a hard climb back up to build my shops. And that's why I ended up having to start a whole nother shop because of that. So no, I don't share my shops on social media, and the cool thing is you can share your shops on social media. If you're not teaching about print on demand or Etsy, you don't have to worry about people going to tank your conversion rate or copy your stuff. If you want to share your stuff on social media, go for it. It's another way to get people to your shop, but I've never had to do that myself. I just strictly rely on SEO to get organic traffic to my shops.
Nice. That actually perfectly goes into the next question from Kat. If a lot of successful shops are using high competition keywords, how are you as a smaller shop supposed to stand out and be found utilizing the same keywords? Or do you have a better strategy around that?
That's a great question. So I suggest using a mix of high competition words and then the low hanging fruit words. So you want to look, use a mix of the two in your titles
Perfect.
and tags.
Easy enough. Okay. So kind of going back a little bit into social media. I want to hit on this just a little bit because I know you're still like in the weeds of it, but
Right.
someone asked like, what were the challenges or what was it about TikTok Shop that you're not 100% on board with quite yet?
The setup was a headache. Like I tried film. I recorded. Maybe I will release it so you guys can see how much of a headache it was. I recorded myself signing up for it and everything, and syncing it up to Printify and everything. And it was a headache. Like there were so many times where I was like, someone would give up in this moment, and I had to keep pushing through. But I will say on Printify's end, they did an excellent job. If you do want to sign up and with TikTok Shop and sync it to Printify, use the chat in Printify and ask them the questions, and they have a bunch of articles and videos that will help walk you through it. They were my saving grace with that. So that was the first thing. I was just turned off by that. And then the thing I'm a little bit concerned and uneasy about is the shipping speed. So when an order comes in, the item needs to be shipped out within 3 days. Right now it's okay. It's been okay. But my concern is the holiday season when the shipping time gets extended a little bit longer. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't know how many strikes TikTok allows you to have before they like shut you down. I'm hoping they extend it for print on demand sellers. But right now it's all up in the air.
Cool. Very good. All right. So Tamara asked, she has a Pro Canva account. If I use a Pro Design, does the buyer need to have a Pro Canva to download it? I'll go ahead and answer this one because this is what I was alluding to a second ago. If
Yeah.
you are selling templates, so let's say you do a logo template design and you sell that templated link, you are not able to, or that person, if they do not have a Pro subscription and you use Pro Elements, would not be able to download from that link nor share from that link. So just remember, no matter if you have a free or Pro subscription to Canva, it has to only be free elements if you decide to give it in templated links. If you just download something and give it to them like in a PDF, that's totally fine. You can use whatever Pro elements you want. It is simply the links that people are going to be able to edit and download themselves must be free elements, okay? So the next question real fast, we only have a few more minutes, guys. It looks like we're probably not going to be able to get to all of these today, but Jenny and I will talk offline and get you all of these answers, whether it be through a video we do together or through some text within our Facebook group. So go make sure, if you're not already in our private members only Facebook group, I actually linked that to these comments as well. So make sure you join that. We will answer the rest of these as time permits. But I do have another couple for you, if you're cool with that, Jenny.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
So the next one was, how do you look after your best sellers? Do you track the sales for each of them? And how do you avoid a dying bestseller? One of her examples was, do you invest more to add sales velocity?
So it's changed over the years. Like I used to be a mama bear to my bestsellers, and I would spend a lot of time and energy like upkeeping them and like stressing, are they going to stay a bestseller, and like searching to make sure nobody was copying my bestsellers, and a lot of stressful, unneeded energy. My advice is, be happy about your bestseller. Continue to make more listings that have to do with the niche of that bestseller. Continue to add in your shop. Never get attached to one single listing, because I've had so many bestsellers that have died off. It's just how it works. Get that bestseller and then keep going to get more bestsellers is my advice.
Amen. I love it. So let's go into the design space for a second. I already know the answer probably for this, but what's your opinion on Kittle?
I really like Kittle. I didn't use them up until about, I think, like 6 months-ish or so. I think that they're really great. They have a bunch of already pre-made templates. I don't use them like, Canva and Creative Fabrica are my go-tos, but Kittle, I'd say I use like 40% of the time when I'm designing. I'll pop on there if I have like a thought, and I'll type it in and see if they have anything to offer. And most of the time they do. It's a very quick way to get designs out.
Yeah. I also think like what I've experienced with Kittle is and obviously guys, go check this out for yourself. But there's like a very particular niche of people or niche designs that will do really well from Kittle design. So I highly recommend checking that out and seeing if it is related to your audience.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's see. So someone else said, I'm gonna skip that one. We can get back to that one in a second. But someone said, I have some sales on my first store, but it is definitely a general store. Should I try to niche down the store I have going, or should I not start a new one that is niched down only? It's a tongue twister.
Okay.
But I don't know if you got it.
So let me try. Okay, so take a look at your sales and see, what's the type of. Okay, so wait, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, I did just delete it. But
so they have a niche store.
Yeah, so they already have they have a general store currently. And
does
it's
that mean
doing
like
well.
different types of products?
Different products, different niches. It's kind of just like anything and everything could be their game, but they're also interested in doing a niche store. Should they go that direction, or if their general store is working, do we stay there?
Okay. So, I would say take a look at your sales, and whatever product is selling the most, you want to like kind of niche down on that type of product. So let's say you have like t-shirts, digital products, wall art, say the t-shirts are selling the most, start adding more t-shirts. You don't have to start a whole nother store because of it. It looks good that you have some sales up and running in your store. So now just start consistently listing the products that are already selling.
Cool. Easy enough. Okay, guys, I have a couple more questions, but like I said, I just popped the Facebook group into the comments. So make sure you go join that Facebook group. Jenny and I will do our due diligence for you to answer. There's only 5 left. So we will answer those 5 questions. Go join the Facebook group. It's currently called EverBee Members Etsy Seller Growth. Okay. So right when I get off this call, I will go accept all of those applications so we can get to the rest of these questions. But to close us up for the day, I want to give away another thing. I'm very excited to give away again. Sophie earned a 1-month growth subscription earlier. So I want to go ahead and give one more of those away. And again, hopefully you were listening to me and Jenny. This should be an easy question, especially if you already follow her. But my question that I want the first person to comment will win. Okay. Can someone tell me what is Jenny's name on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube? And there's a little hint here. It might not be exactly what you think. So if you know that, and there is like 2 letters of the same, tell me what her name is in here. It's a little bit different. So if you know it, drop it in the comments. Okay, Kat said something. We're still missing the exact one. But if no one else can get it, that's fine. I will give it to Kat, I promise. There we go. All right, Olga. I'm going to say your name wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm not even going to butcher it. Olga did get the name right. Jenny from the Shopp with 2 P's. So congratulations, Olga. I'll go ahead and reach out to you to see if I can give you the link to our 1 month free of the growth plan. Congratulations to you and everybody else that won on this live stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much, Jenny, for joining us. Like, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
Cool. Anything else you want to say for the good of the order? For our viewers today, we got about 200 people still watching.
That's awesome. Well, I really appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate all of your support. If there's any questions that we didn't get to, like Leslie said, drop it in the Facebook group. Also, you can find me on TikTok, Jenny from the Shopp. Instagram's actually, it's Jenny from the Shopp. And then YouTube, Jenny from the Shopp, where you can ask me your questions in any of the comments of my videos. I try my best to get back to everyone. And yeah, I just appreciate you all being here and the kindness and the support. And Leslie, you're doing an awesome job running this YouTube channel. And it was so fun getting to chat with you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. As mentioned, we're going to put some links in the description of this YouTube video. You're going to have, go ahead.
I was going to also say, I think we're linking it as well, is my free Print on Demand to Freedom course. So if you didn't get the design course, there's a free Print on Demand to Freedom course. So those of you that aren't into Print on Demand yet, but you like after this, you're a little bit intrigued, go ahead and check that out. It will help you get set up and started as soon as today if you wanted.
Yeah, literally. I totally forgot about that. Thank you so much, because I want to make sure that you guys not only got value from us chatting today, got value from Jenny's live Q&A session, but like she said, we're also going to be gifting every single one of you that wants to join in a free How to Get Started on Print on Demand course, okay? So as always, thank you guys so much for joining. We hope this was beneficial to everyone. And I also hope to see you guys on Thursday during our Coffee with EverBee. It's every Thursday at 10 a.m. as well. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments below this video, or we'll see you in the Facebook group. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, bye. Bye.